Hello, my name is Guevara, and today we will be learning about the scientific method. First, we're going to come up with a cheer, or we're going to actually perform a cheer so we can kind of get familiar with the information, okay? So first, I need y'all to start stomping in 1, 2, 3.
We will rock you.
Let's go on a ride to the science lab where we're gonna experiment, take a lap on the hypothesis swag. We
will rock you.
With
Ask a question.
Forming a hypothesis.
Test your hypothesis.
And a conclusion.
Remix. Now this is a story all about how
The scientific method
came around.
with no one left but to create a hypothesis, we will come up with a conclusion you will see.
Through the hoops of experimenting and the thoughts of analysis.
Perfect. Thank you. Alrighty, so that was our introduction to today's method, to today's lesson. And first things first, we're going to get started with what we will be kind of going over. So please, right. What will we be learning today?
The scientific method.
Right. And Noah, could you please read me the first 2 steps of the scientific method, please?
So we formulate a question, and then we can make a hypothesis.
Correct. Brian, could you read me the next one, please?
Yes. Then you use that hypothesis.
And Amin, can you read me the rest?
Well, you would then perform an experiment based on your hypothesis. Then you would decide whether to accept or reject that hypothesis.
Thank you. Thank you, Amin. All right, so at this moment, it might seem a little vague to us of what exactly a scientific method asks of us. So now we're going to kind of expand. So, Noah, could you please read me the first bullet point to expanding on the scientific method?
So first, we make a question in response to a specific observation.
Correct. So, right, so say we are making an observation of the sky, and we're like, why is the sky blue? Right there, we're making a scientific observation. Okay? Brad, can you read me the second?
Formulate an educated guess to the question.
Exactly. So, what would be an educated guess to you?
I would think it has something to do with the atmosphere and what it's made of.
Thank you. And Amin, can you please read me the third bullet?
That would be to structurally approach the question.
Exactly. And fourth? No?
Determine what the result of the experiment shows.
Perfect. Thank you. So, first what I want to shine light on is how important the scientific method is in approaching particular assessments, right? So, what I think, or what is important with the scientific method, is that it gives us a structure in which we approach some sort of assessment, some sort of situation, okay? So there's actually some sort of structure to this approach, right? Imagine if you're going into a situation where you have nothing thought out, right? How destructive that would be, or how unorganized that would be. And with the scientific method, it allows us to make these qualitative and quantitative observations or conclusions to an experiment, okay? And now we are going to apply the scientific method, okay? So, Amin, can you please read to me the question that we will be assessing?
Why are Why are oil spills bad for the environment? It makes contact with.
Correct. And Brian, can you please come up with a hypothesis to that in accordance to what we have on the board today?
I think the oil spill or oil would be bad for all of wildlife because it's not natural.
Perfect, thank you. And that's actually a good a segue to our testing or to our experiment. And Noah, what sorts of things will we have in our experiment?
So it seems like we'll have oil, water, and feathers.
Correct. And the second part to our experiment is research. We'll be researching the elements that make oil and also why or its toxicity. Okay. And then after concluding our hypothesis or our scientific method, we have our analysis, which when Amin mentioned that it's our final assessment, and that's just depending on how we should accept or deny or reject the hypothesis that we came up with. Thank you.